The
security
concern.
measures for the cards seem lax. Everybody's concern for it seems very lax. Like it happens so often that it's just something that occurs.
Concerns of credit card fraud with the new chip cards has a West Fargo couple warning others. Thank you for joining us tonight. Mike is off. The couple is out hundreds of dollars after their new debit chip cards arrived in the mail. Days after receiving them, someone had somehow used their card information to purchase hundreds of dollars worth at a local Walmart on 2 of their cards. Valley News Team's Krista Boehm explains what happened and what's being done.
My count is never negative. It would never get under, there's not even remotely close possibility to get that low.
Becky Muse-Reddick and her husband Brandon were shocked to see their checking account in the hole and questioned their bank about what could have happened.
It doesn't make any sense.
Taking a closer look at the account, Becky noticed some extra transactions. One worth a couple of bucks at a gas station they don't go to, and 2 more at the Dilworth Walmart, just minutes apart, totaling $435. They live in West Fargo.
Then noticed that it was actually the Dilworth Walmart, and I'm like, wow, we haven't been there since like August of last year.
Becky and Brandon say the purchases were made on 2 of their new debit chip cards, which they still have.
Yep, they're all canceled.
And only received in the mail a few days before discovering the problem. The Dilworth Police Department tells me they're looking for these 2 people of interest in 2 credit card fraud cases here at Walmart. Police have connected them to only one of the cases. These are situations where the 2 victims had physical control of their cards, yet someone still charged over $300 on them. But Becky and Brandon's concern is how often they were told by their bank, the police, and Walmart that this kind of fraud happens.
That very well could be, but it doesn't give a person any security in their financial situation.
Just a force to create new financial habits.
We don't check our balance. We don't figure out a checkbook. You know, I mean, I know it's horrible to admit that out loud, but I don't know of a lot of people that really do.
While they wait for new chip cards again.
Is it going to happen again all over? Is it almost interesting to wait and see?
Krista Boehm, Valley News Live.
Becky said while stopping at Alaris Bank to get a new temporary card, another person was there dealing with a similar problem with online card fraud with a new chip card. Alaris tells us they have not seen anything out of the ordinary as it relates to fraud. Police around the country are fighting back against credit card skimmers at the gas pump. Criminals are placing small devices inside the gas pump or over the credit card scanner to steal your information. It's happening at gas stations in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and multiple places across the Twin Cities. Police in Eagan, Minnesota just launched a program working with gas stations to try and stop skimmers, and Florida lawmakers passed a bill increasing the penalties. We spoke with a truck driver who had his card skimmed last year.
Why is this happening in the first place? You have PIN numbers, you have social security numbers and everything protecting this card, and yet still hackers can just get it whenever they want, you know?
And it's scary.
Very vulnerable, yeah. Everybody is.
Fargo and Moorhead police say local gas stations are not being hit by skimmers, but people in the valley have fallen victim while traveling. New for you tonight at 10, police say this man, Roel Ramirez Jr., punched a woman in the face and then pulled a knife on a bystander who tried to intervene. It happened this afternoon near the 700 block of First Avenue in Moorhead. Ramirez is facing a charge of second-degree assault with a weapon and a possible domestic assault charge. An autopsy is being conducted to determine exactly how a 50-year-old Wahpeton man died. Police say his son found him in an industrial area of town yesterday afternoon with 5 or 6 wooden doors stacked on top of him. Family members had been looking for the man since Sunday. Police say they don't suspect foul play in this case. It's a shocking image. A 17-year-old wrestler has his high school wrestling career cut short because of a skin infection he says he contracted during a match. It's commonly called mat herpes. And though the teenager is from California, parents here in the Valley reached out to us wanting to know the risk their young wrestlers might have in contracting this skin infection. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker has our report.
Wrestlers of all ages know there's some risk of getting a skin infection because of the constant close, body contact of their sport. Concordia Wrestling Team's co-captain Adam Pressler says wrestlers are taught at a young age how they can reduce their chances of getting and passing along skin infections.
It's drilled into you from middle school on up how important it is to shower immediately after practice and use good soap and all of that.
Pressler says cleaning the mats is a top priority, along with weekly skin checks by a doctor.
We have a doctor who comes in every Monday, and she's able to diagnose it then and say, okay, yeah, we need to get you off the mats and have a few days in there where we make sure we've got it covered and you're not going to be contagious anymore.
However, you don't have to be a wrestler to come in contact with skin infections. Many places people go to daily can be breeding grounds for all sorts of infections, the gym being one of the biggest culprits. But Fargo-Cass Public Health Officer John Baird says there's an easy fix for that.
Equipment in a gym, or you've used a cart in a grocery store, using the wet wipes that they might have available to clean the surface if you have some concern.
Baird also wants people to know this about infections.
An infection that's going to infect people will need a moist surface or a surface of a person to stay active. If you happen to have an infection, to keep it covered or to not expose other people to it, or to wipe off equipment so that people don't become exposed.
Back on the wrestling mat, Pressler says the priority of keeping skin infections to a minimum is practiced universally in the wrestling world. So no matter where you or your child is competing, the risk of getting a skin infection is relatively low.
It's really nice to be able to know that we're all on the same page here and making sure that we can keep the skin infections to a minimum.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
We reached out to both the Minnesota and North Dakota High School Activities Associations to ask them their stance on combating skin infections in all contact sports. Both said they do everything possible to make sure the chances of their students getting any type of skin infection is kept to a minimum. If a student does contract a skin infection, it's treated immediately. A much-needed flood protection project at Rose Creek Golf Course will likely impact your golf game. The Rose Creek Levee project will run east and west through the golf course, and as a result, most of the back 9 will be closed. The golf course will still be playable, but only with 9 holes. Because of the shorter game, the green fees have been adjusted to $15. The city is also working on improving the golf course at Rose Creek during the levee project.
Being the course is going to be down for the levee project, we're going to improve the driving range, which has some serious drainage issues, some drainage in another hole, expand some tee boxes, and bring some enhancements to the golf course.
The project will begin once the ground thaws. If the levee project stays on track, all holes should be open by June of 2017. South Dakota's new license plates are turning heads. The new beige on blue design is causing a stir because of how it depicts the faces of 4 U.S. presidents sculpted into Mount Rushmore. Drivers are expressing their frustration, saying the plates are too dark, look dirty, and that George Washington is even facing the wrong way. The state entered into a $16.7 million contract with California-based manufacturer Intellectual Technology Incorporated to produce the plates for the next 5 years. The company did not respond to a request for comment. We told you earlier how a new locally owned retail food co-op is opening in Fargo, and tonight people had a chance to give their input on the design of that grocery store. The Prairie Roots Food Co-op held a dinner and design event for members and non-members. To get more information about the new grocery store, sign up for memberships and invest in the co-op. This is the first retail food co-op in the Red River Valley, and it will feature natural, organic, and local foods. The store will be at the corner of NP Avenue and University Drive.
When you shop at the food co-op, you know your money's going to stay local. It's going to go back to the local farmers who provided the product and the local members who actually own the store. So it's truly a community-owned, locally owned grocery store.
Prairie Roots plans on opening the store at the end of 2016. For more information on becoming a member, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.